Bo, your first practice here in a while. How did you feel out there to get back out on the field?
Felt good, man. Felt good to get back out there with the boys. Like sitting there on the 6-game list and you're on the sideline, just like working out and watching. It's fun to rehab and get better, but it's a lot more fun to play football.
You've gotten to watch this team from the sidelines over the last couple of weeks. Just what have your thoughts been on the offense's play since your absence?
Man, I think guys have played awesome. I think there's times where just in general as a whole, not to single anybody out, I just think we're inconsistent. We've had some big plays, big shots. Had some great drives, but it's whether it's the turnovers, mistakes, inability to finish in the red zone. Those are things that you have to do as an offense in this league. Like you saw the game last night, right? Like, you got one quarterback throw for 450, 4 touchdowns and lose the game. So like in this game, you've got to score to win. So, being able to put the ball downfield, when it's there. I think both the QBs have done a great job taking off and using their feet. Matt did a great job taking off downfield. Taylor, side to side, looked awesome moving around the pocket. Both guys did a great job commanding the offense. And, for me, those are things I have to make sure I implement in my game. If protection breaks down, being able to get out of the pocket, find the open guy, and not force anything up the field.
Just how different is the QB room now that, three of you guys have got. Yeah, I know. Yeah. But with three of you guys having gotten game reps, important game reps, prepping for games, like a full week of having each your own input, knowing what you've seen, is it different now that Taylor can add his own 2 cents, and what's that dynamic like in the room?
Yeah, definitely. I think we're a really open quarterback room, and Tommy's an open coach when it comes to guys implementing things and talking about what they see, and especially like, hey, Matt, how did you select the shot to Tim versus Edmonton? He's like, hey, I didn't see that. Why'd you see that? How'd you get your eyes there that fast? And those kind of discussions just lead to all of us getting better. I think down the stretch, having 3 quarterbacks that have played meaningful reps, with a lot, starting a full game, whatever it is for Taylor, more times he plays or not, the entire team's gonna have more confidence no matter what happens towards the end of the season. If you have a guy that plays the entire season, goes down last game of the season, first playoff game, it's the unknown now. Okay, how is Matt going to play? How is Taylor going to play? So I think the fact that they've gotten reps, they feel good. Obviously, Matt has a bad one, but the more reps that we have as a group, the better we're going to be.
Coach, you talked about. We've heard Coach talk about this a couple times. Just looking at the season in thirds. Now that the first one's behind you, is that you've been around a while? Do you approach it in a similar way and looking at the next 6 or looking at the next 12?
Yeah,
games?
I think every team in the league probably approaches it pretty similar. Some teams probably do quarters, and count the preseason games as well. I think it's a big deal, whether or not you're losing or winning. If you're Toronto, you want to look at these next 6 as their own entity, right? If you're us, you got to, 2 and 4, you got, us, Edmonton. Look, everything as, we got to look at what's in front of us and what we can do from here on out. Because the CFL season is long, things can change, injuries can happen to every single team. So it's a big deal to flush good or bad, and it's a good lesson to learn in the game. You have a great first half, you have a great first quarter, being able to flush that, move on, and finish the game no matter what.
How do you feel like the team is gelling right now? Just a lot of new faces, a lot of new guys in key positions.
Of course, it's a good question. I think in the locker room we're great. Winning faces a lot of things, right? So when you're losing, there's always going to be was it you, was it me, is it him, is it us, that kind of thing. The less you can have of that, the more you can stay together, the better you are. And to have, not to speak to other coaches I've played for, but I think O's the best guy to have when it comes to that, because he preaches it every single day. We're better together, stay together, that kind of thing. And when we will. It's just the more you play, the better you do. If we start scoring touchdowns, defense is on the field less, and they can play a little bit less aggressive. They can, take things more top down. So I think it's a complimentary football. We all start playing better. Everybody gels. Everybody's happy. That'll come with time.
Thanks,
Are you playing Friday?
Straight to the point. Yeah, we'll see, man. I think the hopes is to play. But to be completely blunt and honest, I'm just gonna test it out each day and be honest with O and say, hey, man, if I feel good, I'm good. And then at that point, now it's up to him to make that decision, right? So he'll see Taylor as well. Taylor's going to prepare like he's the guy. I'm going to prepare like I'm the guy. And if it comes to a point where I'm like, hey, it's gas, it's fatigue, and I have to pull off, then I have to pull off. But my hope is that everything responds great. I feel great. I can play.